Good morning, trading world. It is 9:05 a.m. December 16th, 2021, the day after the Fed meeting. The rally came, and I'm pretty sure over today, tomorrow, and next week, we will be saying it went. I got the rally that I was looking for, as I said in the other video a day or two ago. I started putting on call spreads to get long before the rally, so today I will be picking off call spreads and laying new put spreads to get short. Welcome to an oversized consolidation. A lot of people can't see it because they're stuck at looking at the intraday 5-minute, 2-minute, 30-minute chart or whatever it is that they look at, but you have to look at the bigger picture to see what is actually going on, and that is a consolidation. Before I go to the bigger picture, I want to remind you to watch the key stocks. And basically the whole reason that we had this rally and the way that I looked at the rally yesterday is that we had gotten to a point of being deeply oversold in key stocks, your market leaders. As you saw how Tesla, Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, they were all being kind of beat on. And people began to cover their shorts. And this began what I like to call a dead cat bounce, where covering shorts rolled into something big. And we got a nice gamma squeeze, or I'm just going to say squeeze, for a morning, and then boom, we took off like a rocket to the upside. So now those stocks are back and they have room to breathe, so now they caught their breath so that they can continue running. And if you thought we were running to the upside, don't see it. This was just a catch your breath, and at some point tomorrow possibly, and even later today, we'll start back running back toward testing the lows of this range. Today you want to watch Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, Tesla, and XLF. When they start hitting up against resistance, that signals the reversal and the turnaround and the start to trying to run back toward the lows of the range on the indexes. I think with Apple we got a little ways to go for resistance possibly, but it's going to happen at some point. Let me go out. Let me change this so that we can see it a little bit better. That didn't help. All right. So this is what I'm speaking of as far as paying attention to the bigger picture. Right here, we've basically been trading in a range. And this is the low of that range. Or let me say, this is the reset low of the range. And this is the actual low of the range. And pretty soon, I believe we will come back to test this reset low of the range here pretty soon. What I want you to be careful of, there is a let me get my drawing tool so that I can point it out. I'm going to call this a spring right here. And the reason I'm going to call this a spring, if you're familiar with diving off of a diving board, the springboard, where you take a nice bounce up before taking formation to dive down toward the water. I'm going to call this the springboard. I am going to look for another springboard here today. And that, between today and tomorrow, that springboard will lead to us diving lower. That's kind of how I see things. I'm not saying it is exactly going to happen that way because, again, a favorite saying of mine is no probability is 100% in trading except for losing money. So, in essence, to try to keep from losing money, start watching the 4-hour chart. Your 4-hour chart is going to be key to identifying the overbought condition and the trigger that will lean us back over to reverse. Even if you're an intraday trader, which I'm pretty much an intraday trader with a few swing trades that I like to do, but nothing too crazy as far as time. But you have to know where you are, because this is quite possibly setting up for another spring board. Just like I told you here to watch this candle, it said pause, wait for confirmation. So the next thing to look for here is going to be the rest of that motion in which we take off here and possibly go back and resume some sell side activity. Let me get the key levels to watch. Because it's getting close to the holidays, I'm not getting up as early to do all of the pre-market analysis that I usually do because I'm traveling. I'm just going to put out the key levels, and let me bring those up. All right, here we have the key levels of the day and likely even tomorrow. We're looking at a jack resistance of about 475, a queen resistance of 476, and a king resistance of 477. Then on the support side, we're looking at a jack support of 472, a queen support of 476, and a king support of 463. And what we're going to look for to play out, what I'm preparing for, like I said, I still have call spreads on from the last 2 days. And what I'm looking for to possibly play out is going to be a bounce back up into here to give me a place to take off the rest of the call spreads. I did take some off yesterday, but I left a good portion on because I thought we still had a little room to go. So that's going to be up here in this area. And at the same time, I'm going to start looking to get short with some put spreads in this area as well, because I think we're going to play out to this degree where we start getting wider and wider when it comes to finding the low of the range. And at some point we're going to have what I explained to you in the first part of the video, that springboard. And that springboard is going to be something where we jump up just up here to that 475, somewhere in here, and turn around so that we have that peak that sticks out above everything else. And that should happen either sometime today or sometime tomorrow. So be very, very careful, because we're in pretty much a dangerous area where the rally is kind of bringing people back to buy the market. And this is exactly what market makers want you to do, because they need somebody to hold the bag. In order for one person to make money in this market, somebody else has to lose money. So this is ultimately going to be or end in a big game of people coming back to a certain level thinking we're going to push higher, but you're ultimately just left holding the bag. And we may inch a little bit here above here, but it's just to draw people in. So that's how I see things playing out. Really quick video this morning, didn't go into the 3 scenarios, just gave you the basis of how I see things kind of playing out from here. Again, always know your risk. And I like to say again, happy holidays, because I'm not sure how many more videos I'm going to get into as we get deeper into the holiday or closer to the holidays. So again, be very careful. And another reminder, the market needs buyers to go up. So watch the volume here, because although we need buyers to go up, we don't need new sellers for the market to go down. So the market can kind of fall off, and at some point we can kind of roll over and there's no hit or real difference in the volume. You will just see shrinking volume, and we could possibly start to fall off of that. So again, be careful. Always know your risk. Wishing you successful day of trading. Have a great one.